Okay, so we have our elements sized the way we like them, and we can reposition these at any time right now because they're all floating free on their own layers. That's the beauty of bringing these in on their own layers. Next up, a texture. And I thought Lord of the Flies, little cracked glasses. What happens if we pick a texture that has cracks on it too? And this is not for every poster, it's just, can you match your texture to your subject matter? Now this is portrait, not landscape, and this, I'm hitting Command tilde, by the way, going back and forth between these windows. If I hit the letter F, it takes me in full screen, hit the letter F again. Now I can see my individual tabs here in Photoshop. I need this to not be landscape, but to be portrait. And I think I'd like this crack down in the bottom left-hand corner. So image, rotate, and we want to go clockwise. And that's what I want. And let's say, man, I wish this crack was over here and this crack was over. Well, shoot, that's easy. Image, canvas rotation, let's flip it horizontal. Boom. Now we got what we wanted. Now with the move tool selected, click and drag, and I'm not letting go of the mouse. And I'm going up to this tab and I'm holding down. I still haven't let go. I'm going to move this out here, then I'm going to hold down Shift, which means put this dead center. And yeah, we've got different color spaces, and that's fine. And I happen to have been on my uppermost layer. Had I been down further, this would have dropped in between layers. So you got to pay attention where you're dropping this. Now, in Photoshop, I'm going to tell you guys, never, ever, ever upsample images. Make them bigger. Now, this is a texture, and we're going to use blending modes and opacity shifts, so it's not really as critical in this case. So I'm going to hit Command T, and what is it? Edit, free transform. There it is, free transform. I never go up to the menu. You know, use these programs, learn the shortcuts, because you're going to use free transform all the time. Command T. Now this time, as far as that shift and option go, let me hit Command minus because I can't quite see my whole document. I'm just going to grab this corner and bring it up till it snaps into that corner. Grab this one, bring it down until it snaps into that corner, then hit return to commit that. And then run through the blending modes. Do you remember? With the move tool, watch this where it says normal, and we can go through these manually, but how much cooler is it to just hold down Shift and hit the plus sign? And you start working through the blending modes, and you're looking for something that works. Now, these don't work, but that was kind of cool, but it's way, 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 way too dark, right? So we look for something that works, and I'm just going to pick one, and we'll worry about changing this later. None of these are working, so I'm going to run through these final ones, come back, and darken, multiply. I think darken works for me. And then we can shift this opacity down a little bit, you know, so it's not so extreme. It's still, we can't read our text. We got all kinds of problems. How are we going to fix this? Plus, the one problem I really don't like, in Lord of the Flies, there are color schemes that play a part. Red, black, and white have significance in Lord of the Flies. So what about changing, look at this, hue and saturation. I'm going to be on the uppermost layer, hue and saturation, and there's a little colorize button right here. So if I colorize this and then change the color, see, we can run through all kinds of color. It takes you into kind of a monochromatic mode, and turn this a little red, maybe pump this up a little bit. Now, we got all kinds of problems with our text, and we need to come back and address those. But right now, we're kind of changing the look and feel of our poster. Now, there are lots of ways we can modify this, and maybe we'll have time today. Probably we'll come back tomorrow because I don't want to overload you with videos. But this is a cool way to give your poster some uniformity. Now, I can't see Banned Books Week at all. Want to know a little trick? We come down to, where's the info? Right here. See, that's the info down at the bottom. Now I'm going to hit Command J, jump that to a new layer. Watch what happens. See how it starts getting darker as I add more of these? Now I can click here, and I'm going to click, I don't want all these layers, so I'm going to shift click to select all my info layers, and then hit Command G to group. Does it work if I just click this folder? I use the shortcuts, so there it is. So this is the info. And now you can see our info pops in. There's lots of things we can do to make this even more visible, and I'll get to those. So off screen, I may do a little bit of the same thing with the glasses in the title here to make it a little more in your face, come out, pop out.